I want to go to Queensland now and have a look at an interesting development in the world of education, where a new teachers' union has been founded. It's called the Teachers Professional Association of Queensland. It's headed up by Jack Maguire. He joins me from Brisbane now. Thanks for joining us, Jack. You've started up a new union for teachers. Why?
A group of teachers came and approached us after we set up the hugely successful Nurses Professional Association in Queensland, which has 5,000 members in Queensland. It was basically because we don't give money to any political party. We were able to charge fees at half the price, and they liked that offering, and they came to us and said, could you do the same for teachers? And I think it's a great day for teachers now. They actually get to choose which union they can be a part of rather than being in the union or out of the union.
Well, it's almost like a private enterprise union or a non-affiliated union. Your union doesn't give money to the Labor Party, doesn't get involved in political campaigns. Therefore, you say you're able to offer lower fees. But what's driving this? The lower fees or the desire to look at education issues without buying into party political games?
Well, look, all of the above, and I think the problem came with the education system from there being too much politicisation of the classroom, the entire education model. So the group of teachers that approached us said they were sick of that. They wanted something that could just, a group like ours, to just be able to provide proper industrial support and advocacy on issues that actually matter. I mean, we're focusing on all these ancillary issues which crowd out the curriculum, and teachers just want to teach. I mean, we've got kids who are struggling with English and maths in this country, and I think they're the big issues that we should be focusing on. Teachers' workloads, things that just relate to them.
Well, how many members have you got, and are you getting members from government schools as well as non-government schools?
Yes, that's right. So we're competing in the public space against the Queensland Teachers Union, the QTU, and we're competing in the private space as well against the Independent Education Union. We're taking teachers from both areas, I guess. We're probably looking at about 50 to 100 members. We just launched today, and they seem to be piling in. The phones are ringing hot.
Well, you mentioned you've got 5,000 in a similar organisation for nurses. The trouble is when you're, say, lobbying governments over issues, be it for nurses or teachers, over pay and conditions and the like, you're obviously lobbying in tandem or in competition with these other unions. How do you work it out? Because in the end, the government in particular, or schools individually, are going to make one decision. And it's going to be a decision aimed to please at all three unions, presumably.
Yeah, well, two voices are better than one. I guess having a separate voice at the table that actually listens to members. We go to each and every one of our members when we go to enterprise bargaining, and we pass on that information to the school. Ultimately, if you want to pass an enterprise agreement, it comes down to a vote for every member. There's some really insidious things, I think, happening at a state level with both nurses and teachers, where enterprise agreements have basically just been formed by unions and state governments or departments getting in a room together, and aren't many nurses or teachers in the room.
Well, thanks for joining us, Jack. We might keep in touch, see how you go and see if you expand even further.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Jack Maguire there. He's running the Teachers Professional Association of Queensland. They've got a similar organisation already, he says, with 5,000 members. When it comes to nurses, kind of apolitical unions. Won't it be interesting to see how this takes off, whether it spreads? Imagine having it in some of the industrial workplaces around the country. We'll see what happens with all that.